Hey folks, so I've decided to do a kind of a mishmash of little video clips and such with inspiration from Kev's Can Cave. I'll put his link to his channel below. Basically it's just going to be a mishmash of little video clips and stuff that I bought and things I think you might find interesting, stuff that's happened in the store. Yeah, just a whole mishmash of stuff. So you never know what's going to be in the clips. So just keep watching. I'm sure there'll be something of interest. But yeah, so anyway, we'll get started. And it's called Tidbits and Talk is what the series is going to be called. So be Tidbits and Talk 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. So anyway, here we go. So I had a local come in and sell me this. Got a Singer 221K featherweight sewing machine. Quilters love these, and there are collectors of them as well. This one is a little bit special. It looks fairly plain, like a plain regular one, but this one has a fancy scrolled kind of head plate or whatever it's called here. Usually these are just straight lines, so this one's got a little bit more value because of that. And it's from 1948, this particular one. And how did I find that out? Well, there's a website that has all the serial numbers and what machines they correspond with and what models those machines are. So yeah, it was pretty good finding that out. That was kind of neat. And anyway, when we plugged it in, it didn't work properly. Basically the motor spun, but the rest of it didn't go. So based on that, tried to get it going a bit more and such. Still wouldn't run properly, but so it was going to need some reconditioning, I figured. And the lady that had it figured, she had looked them up as well, and she figured that she wanted about $200 out of it, and I agreed that was probably pretty much what I would pay for it, considering that I thought in the state it was in, not working properly, that $400 or $450 or maybe on the outside $500 might be the maximum I could get for it. But anyway, I did some more research, and I also told her beforehand that if I got more than the $400 or $500, that I would ante up the difference as well. And she just lives in town here, so it's not going to be a problem for her to come back. But anyway, I did, like I said, I found out it was a 221K with that fancy scroll plate, makes it a little more valuable. And after just turning the machine a bit, seemed to loosen it up. And it's now spinning freely. So it was just gummed up a bit. So now it does work. Does need probably a new belt because it is a little loose. But I decided to offer it, or make it available, for $700. And I didn't advertise it or anything. I basically immediately contacted one of my previous buyers who services the machines as well for people. And she went through her people that were looking for some and put it out there, and basically is taking it for one of them and has to do some servicing on it before it gets to them. But yeah, so I was asking $700. It sold for $650. Now that includes GST, so there's another 5% right there. So another $35 that'll go to the government. So basically, I got around $615 for it. So I can ante up another $100 for this individual that sold it to me. So yeah, so I'll give her a call back once it's sold and offer her extra $100. So yeah, so that'll be cool. You know, I made a decent profit on it, so that's great. You know, it's no problem giving her another $100. Don't need to be greedy, and it means more advertising, essentially. So just part of my reputation, I guess. And yeah, so that was kind of cool. So I got that. And also, remember that model kit? The Mad Barber model kit from Aurora? Well, the auction company that sold it is Heritage Auctions. And they sent me a flyer of of their next sale, and lo and behold, it made the back of the flyer with the auction highlights from their last auction. So it weighed number one in the highlights, selling for $3,000. So yeah, that was pretty good. It's just kind of neat that it made the highlights. Thought I'd show that to you. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, I recommend Heritage Auctions. They were good. They got decent money for it, so well worth dealing with. I'm hoping to put some other items in another auction of another auction house. Some Petroliana and advertising items. We'll see if they want them or not. I've already sent some to them. But yeah. So yeah. Anyway, that's kind of two things that happened recently. So as I mentioned, the video's been filmed in little tidbits and clips and such. The majority of it was filmed a little while ago, so it was before the snow hit, and we're dead winter right now, right in the middle of winter. It is currently in a bit of a deep freeze for the next couple days, so I'm not going out anywhere. I used to go picking in this kind of weather. Right now, for example, midday, it is 1:45, and it is minus 25 Celsius. Just as an example, minus 30 Celsius, which it'll get down to tonight. That is equal to minus 22 Fahrenheit. So that's kind of the temperatures we're dealing with. I used to go picking in this kind of weather when I was in my 20s and early 30s. Don't bother anymore. I'm not going to risk the frostbite, and just don't have the stamina for it anymore at 54. You can kind of tell it's aged me. Looks like I'm prepping to be Santa Claus, but got to get rid of this. So the reason I interjecting here with another clip, I keep looking towards my computer because it says extreme cold warning in bright red letters here. Anyway, but yeah, welcome to my world with ADHD. Anyway, so the reason for this clip is that I got a shout out from Mountain Junkers out of Idaho. He's also got another channel called Idaho Hillbilly as well. I'll put his links below. Thanks for the shout out, man. I really appreciate it. That seems to be where I get the majority of my subscribers, is just kind of gradually or with shout outs. So they're just we're nearing 1,000 subs. Not sure if we're going to hit it before the end of December. I'd like to do that, but I guess we'll see. That was my goal for this year, was to hit 1,000 subs. So we'll see. But yeah, anyway, so the channel is growing, and I do appreciate the subs, guys. I really do. Gotten the odd shout out from a few other folks. I do appreciate it. Cold War Mercantile, for example, Kev's Can Cave, Scrap It All, and there's been some others in the past as well, a couple of years ago. But yeah, do appreciate it, guys. Really appreciate it. So want to say Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to all of you out there. Not sure if I'm going to do a Christmas video or not. We'll see. I do have a family gathering to attend, so I'm going to have a period over Christmas time that I'm not going to be doing any videos. So I'll try to upload. We'll see. I'm going to have a couple uploads though, so you can have some Christmas stuff to watch or some entertainment. Yeah. Anyway, so on with the rest of the video. I've got this neat little knickknack here. I bought this on a pick a while back, about a month ago. And when I got it, it was, or was it a pick or was it an auction? Don't remember now. Anyway, it was rusted solid and wouldn't come apart. And it's a folding skeleton key. So it does fold up, made by Gurney, for Gurney locks. I don't think it's got a special purpose necessarily other than it fits a special lock of some kind. Like I said, made by Gurney. I've seen locks with their name on it as well. They made other product in the farming range and such, so it's possible it's for some other piece of special cabinet maybe or something like that. I don't know. But just kind of a neat piece. Folding key. But anyway, it was rusted solid. Now, I cleaned it off with vinegar. Just let it soak for 2 days in vinegar and then brushed the rust off. Could use a little bit more, but it wasn't too bad. So I gave it a good clean and then washed it off. And then gave it a buff with 4.0 steel wool. That's super fine steel wool, so it doesn't scratch it. It just polishes it. Anyway, just thought you might want to see that. So it's fall here on the prairies. The leaves have pretty much fallen off most of the trees. It's pretty near the end of October. It's about the 20th, 21st, something like that. Losing track of time here. But yeah, so it's starting to get cooler. Snow will be flying in a couple weeks, I suspect. Yeah, so not sure if we're going to have a lot of picks, but I'll still be trying to do some buying and such. There'll be auctions and such as well for a little bit. They'll peter out after a while, but they'll be still doing some auctions and such in the next little while. I've got enough videos stacked away for a couple months, so there'll still be fresh content. But yeah, but anyway, it definitely is fall. Looking kind of dreary today. Was quite nice yesterday. It was 20 degrees Celsius above, so it was actually a nice day yesterday. But today it's kind of cool. I think it's more like about 7 or 6 above. So yeah, a little chilly. But yeah, kind of missed the beautiful part of fall with all the colors that had changed. But anyway, give you a kind of a scene out here. There's Isaac the ox. My shop is right across the street from Isaac. That's the local mascot. And you see the Red River cart there as well. So just out doing some video outside, and the stool bus pulls up. Yeah. One of the local septic tank pumpers. So, another interjection, just to let you know, the postal service here, Canada Post, is on strike, which is really annoying, because I rely on Canada Post for my shipping. I don't have access to a lot of the alternative Chit Chats and Pirate Ship and all these alternatives that other people have available in the cities. So, yeah, the nearest city is a half hour away, so that would be driving there, if it's available there even. Even if I want to use UPS, I have to drive it in now. So, I'm not too happy with that situation. It's not the local post office that is on strike. Their particular union isn't on strike, but the main union for sorting and all that sort of stuff, driving and all that, I guess, are the guys that are on strike right now. So, yeah, and I know even the locals are annoyed. The local workers are annoyed because it does affect them, obviously. So, yeah, so my Etsy shop is on vacation mode right now, so I'm not selling anything on Etsy. It was slow to begin with an average of a couple sales a week, maybe. Very sporadic as well. Etsy's on the downturn, in my opinion. They're catering towards a lot of made in China, made in India type sellers, and have really fallen away from the handmade aspect and the true vintage aspect. They're allowing a lot of garbage on there right now, and those are the sellers that are selling. You know, they're making Etsy money maybe, but it's really affecting the small sellers right now. It's really pathetic. They hired, I think it was last year, year before, they hired some eBay executives. So I think that's probably was the kind of nail in the coffin, I think, for it as a decent site. They're trying to make it very corporate and very, I don't know, just horrible. So that was the reason I established my own website, fedoraantiques.com, to sell my stuff, because, like I said, Etsy's kind of gone downhill. I'd like to get up on that to have 2 to 3 sales a week off the website at least. That's not happening. It's a little unfortunate, or a lot unfortunate, obviously. I'd like to sell a lot more on there. I do have to list more on there. There's only about 300, 400 listings up there right now, and a lot of them are on Etsy as it is. But I am putting unique items all up on the website as well. So I do have it kind of limited to more expensive items, which may be the problem. There is a lot of cheaper items up there as well. There's stuff for $2 and $3 and $5, buttons and the patches and this and that. So yeah, but there's a lot of mainly I trying to make it worthwhile to sell an item off of there. So a lot of the items that I'm putting up, the fresh items, are fairly expensive. So it's not. I'm not sure whether that will help or hinder it, but I guess we'll see. But not getting the traffic that it should be. But whatever, it's up there anyway, so we're trying. Yeah. Anyway, so this is supposed to all be about the postal strike. And yeah, so it's affecting the small guys, this postal strike, really affecting us. But anyway, so yeah, if you do want to order stuff, I can hold it until the strike's over. So I have no problem with that. As long as it's paid for, I don't have a problem holding it. All right. So I don't remember if I showed you or not, but got some renos done earlier this summer. Just the tin put on this side as well as on the other side, and I did finally paint antiques back down the sides, so got them done. It looks a lot better now. Front looks even better from that angle anyway. So I also had a really good sale a couple months ago. Another dealer came through and dropped a couple $1,000. And yeah, it's kind of funny, the whole type of customer you get in. It really, I could have 20 people through and sell $10 worth, and I could have one person through and have 2,000 come in. So it's a quality of customer that comes in that really determines kind of sales. If it's a true buyer, whether it be wholesale or retail, it really doesn't matter to me. Wholesale buyers are fine. You get a lot of quantity gone that way and turnover, and you make your money that way. Whereas retail, you sell, a few things here and there at retail, and it adds up as well. But yeah, it is definitely the quality of buyer you get. The type of person that comes in, a true collector or a dealer who's buying in bulk. I've had collectors in that will spend $10. I've had collectors in that'll spend $1,000 on the items their heart desires. So you never know, just never know. So even you've got to be open all the time. You've got to keep your hours. That's the other thing. Keep your hours the best you can. Unfortunately, I'm the only one running the store, so if I have a doctor's appointment or some other appointment or a buying appointment that I can't schedule in the morning, or I have to be away for the day, I have to close. I don't have any choice. But Sometimes I'll miss out. Sometimes I won't miss a thing, because there are days when there is nobody through the store. And then there are other days that are busy. So, but with winter coming, it's going to be slow again. So I'll be concentrating more online. There'll be a lot of stuff that I'll be selling through online and shipping. Through Etsy, through my website, and through Facebook groups and that sort of thing, and Marketplace. And